Howdy, 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 Zachariah Scott here with another quick Source Filmmaker tutorial. Today we're going to be continuing on with my Death Star Hangar scene build, and we're going to be touching on the topic of lighting characters within this scene. So the previous tutorial was all about lighting this entire scene in general. But we're going to drill down into a couple of shots of characters, and I'll show you how the lights can be reworked and re-optimized per shot to get the best effect out of them. So, let's blade our shots up a little bit, just for the hell of it. Oh, do you guys see what's new here? You guys see the addition that I've made to this scene here? Maybe you can spot it. Let's blade things up. Well, no, let's zoom in on it first, I guess. Alright, so, if I just turn the lights off and fly over here a little bit faster and come on down. Hey, look, we got ourselves a happy little friend. Alright, we got us a stormtrooper, and I'm going to name him Stormy. And he's way too far away. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of quick framing up here. He should be close to the camera, and it'll, oh god, don't twist yourself in axes. Okay, he should be close to the camera and just kind of chill out. This is some crappy, unpolished mocap of mine from before, which I've just stuck on Stormy the Stormtrooper, and here we kind of have him standing around. Cool, let's give him a nice old pose here. And aim his head towards the camera just a little bit. And yeah, let's maybe turn that guy and turn you too. Beep, beep. Nice. Neato. All right. And when I zoom the camera in, and when I turn on lights, we will now have Stormy the Stormtrooper standing around and looking not great, but not terrible. If you remember from yesterday, or whenever it was, we have two lighting setups in this room. We have this one, which is the one that I built in the tutorial, and then we have the one from before. You might think the tutorial one looks better. You're wrong. And I'm just going to tweak up the one that I built. I know that it's probably easier for you guys if I use the same lights from the same old tutorial, but this is just about character lighting. Sorry. Deal with it. Anyway, so let's see. We've got our Stormtrooper, and we want him to look nice. Right now, he's not quite nice. I think the biggest contributor to this is the fact that the gigantic, roof light is way too big. So first things first, I'm going to kill a lot of things. Just turn them all off. Now all I've got really is my main lighting kit and my roof light. Oh, I don't even have my main lighting kit. Just my roof light. All right, and as you can see, it's not really giving us an appealing look. So I'm going to, oops. Since we are now in a closer shot, I no longer need this roof light to be quite so brutal on the minimum distance. And I can bring you into the freaking room. Or try. I could try to bring you to the room. I might miss the room entirely. Where's the room? There's the room. All right. So now we've got our roof light, and remember how it looked before? Well, now it can look a whole lot better. So I'm grabbing it and moving it in. And generally, so when you're lighting with characters, all right. So let's get into some character lighting stuff. So when you're lighting, and specifically when you're lighting with characters, I find it helpful to think of things as you're painting shapes with your lights. So you're not just worrying about how bright or what color something is, but you're also worrying about the shapes of the shadows and what they tell you about the geography of the room. That's a bit of a complex way of saying that you just gotta kind of make things look pretty. But let's look at the Stormtrooper, for example. If you look at his face here, he's got a... Well, let's see what happens when we put the light in front of him. So, if we put the light in front of this Stormtrooper, at a certain point, it'll pick up. There we go. Yeah, we get that very stormy Stormtrooper look. But it's super flat. Like there's no depth to him. There's no shape. So instead, I'm gonna pick the light up and move it around to the side. It's not quite as accurate as it was before, but it's around to the side. And so I'm gradually kind of tweaking this, pulling it out, and moving it in. And what I'm really doing is I'm looking at the way that the shadow shines on the top of his head. And you might think this is rim lighting. It's not, because I'm going to move that shadow forward, because that shadow needs to show the shape of his nose. So as you can see here now, all right. So now we can see kind of the shape of his nose. Oh, let's pull that back. Let's pull that around. Because I kind of want some of this light to fall on the Atst behind him. But yeah, okay, cool. So let's crank the radius way the hell down there. And let's crank that also down a little bit, not too far down. Cool. So that's where our roof light lands. Now when I turn everything back on, that looks a lot better than it did before. Let's see what else happens. So what do I got? Of my remaining lights, I've got space light. Okay, space light has some big contributions. Well, I thought it did. Maybe it doesn't. Top light blue? No. Light 2? No. Oh yeah, that's my facade. Alright, light 2 too. Okay, well, let's look at the rims then. Alright, so my rim over on the right side is this guy, which is actually my rim left for some reason. And when I crank him up, he's like that. So since he's coming from the red side, I'm gonna make him red. It's dumb and easy. Dumb and easy. Rim red. Cool. So I'm just gonna line that rim up so that it gives him a little bit of light that feels like it's coming from that little fakey fake area around the corner. And making sure not to accidentally light my whole freaking planet up. I'm just going to draw it in and line it up, and we'll see where we land. It's really, really crazy bright on that light, though. Huh. I guess I should pull it down. Pull it down. All right. And then our rim on the other side, I guess we'll kind of just leave it as blue as it is. We have our ambient spot fill, which is somewhere around here. Where are you at? Where are you at? Oh, I killed it. Oh well, we'll grab Cambient. Cambient lives again. There's Cambient. Oh, Cambient, you're so bright. Stop it. Hey, turn you down a little bit more. Cool. Alright, so now we've used our ambient fill to really just soften up the shape of this Stormtrooper, but at the same time, we still have the kind of hard, like, pecs. We've got the shape on his eyes. We like that. We get a little bit of the light on the underside of the irids, and, you know, everything just kind of feels nice. So what's next here? Well, we can do some work on the bounce. So if we look at our underbounce here, much like we had a gigantic bounce above our map, we now have a gigantic bounce below our map. So we're going to take that bounce and just move it in and shrink it down. So bring you in, bring you in, bring you in, bring you in. And do you have shadows on? Yes, you do. Okay, so that means that you have a frustum that I want to pay attention to. So then, all right, I can now see where the light begins and ends based on that big old line. Let's see here. Forward, up, forward, up, forward, up, forward, up, forward, up, 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 down, down, down. Not. It's a bit tricky to tweak all this stuff when a scene chugs like this one does. It's a bit laggy. And I think that's okay. Bring the intensity down a whole hell of a lot. Yeah, way down. Let's make this a bit more red, because there's a lot of red in this scene. Around that corner and all that such. Alright, well that's really red. That's very, very red. Almost concerningly so. We might want to angle that red a bit. just to compensate. Nah, screw it. You can go back. And you don't really need to be red. You can be kind of more of a whitish mix. You can be dimmer. Want to be dimmer? Yeah. Just a little bit. All right, so what do we got here? We've got a fairly okay scene. The stormtrooper looks semi-realistic. Let's see what else we can do with him. So let's move around the room a bit, I guess. Let's look at him from below. Oh, hey, look. Yeah. He looks pretty cool from this angle. This is a pretty flat and just kind of bog standard lighting setup in here right now. Yeah. Let's put him in the red area. Enable lights. Move you. Oh, you can see my tricks. He's not even standing on the floor. Where are you, Stormy? Stormy, come back. Okay. Reset. And I'll move you over here. And this time I will put you in the corner. Well, actually, I'll put you on the ramp. That's a neat spot. I'll put you up on that ramp. Come on, Stormy. Where you at? There you are. Oh, can you hear that? That's my guts. That's my organs making those noises. If you can't hear them, you're lucky. I can feel them. Alright, so Stormy is now up in his little perch. He's a totally different trooper in a totally different place, which would require a different lighting setup. So let's try to do it again. Alright, so we've got Stormy here. We'll give him a slightly, we'll give him a slightly different pose. Maybe a bit more like, yeah, and nah. And let's get his hand up just a little bit. He is not super well posed, but he has bad posture. And pull him back just a little bit. All right. Cool. And down, and down, and up, and down. Who knows what he could be seeing down that corner? Probably a droid, maybe a Jedi, or even a Sith. All right, so if we look at him now, so this is what he looks like with our lights as they were. Let's fudge it around. Let's make this whole thing dark. Yeah, so hanger top light, you can go away. Oh, well, that's not hanger top light at all. Oh, there's that, there's that. What are you doing? Ambient? Oh, ambient. Space light? Yeah, space light. Space light was the trouble. All right, so what do we got here? We got light for Ah, you're from the facade. So I have my facade light here. That's really close to this stormtrooper, so I should take advantage of its shadows. So I'm going to make sure they're on, which they are. I want to make sure they're casting on the freaking stormtrooper. Because, like, why not? Like, it seems like a huge waste if I don't. So if I aim this around, I'm pretty kind of happy with that. Oh, yeah, check that out. That's sweet. So remember when I said that you're painting with shadows? Look at what we got here. Like, look right behind this guy. He's got this sweet shot of him. And what this also gives us are these lines, which if I just slightly adjust them. So if you look at this line, so just to take a step back, if you're familiar with the concept of perspective, you can skip this, but if you're not, in filmmaking, it's generally nice and useful, and also in painting and in comic book art, to have your lines all kind of point to where you want the viewer to look. So in this case, we have done that. So check it out. We have this shadow line on this back wall, and it kind of goes up, and it goes straight to the stormtrooper's eyes. And basically what's important in this scene is what he's looking at, because he's looking off to the side. We also have these other lines which still lead us to him, but they're not in an unfortunate spot. Like, they're not cutting his head off, or they're not doing anything weird there. It's just kind of building out the shapes. I kind of want to get a little more of his gun shadow on his belly if I can. Let's just try and do that with a little bit of this. Alright, cool, and cool. Cool. Alright, so bringing back ambient, ba-boom. Alright, a little bit of blue. Alright, bringing back space light. Alright, that's a lot of space light. Space light is a problem. You look like crap here. So, now we got this overly pink stuff. So space light's obviously too blue. It's mixing with our red and making us pink. So first things first, space light, you gotta get a little bit whiter and brighter. And you gotta get a little bit closer. Really, honestly, you do. Because the Stormtrooper's white, he's not pink. And if he's white from space, that's fine. But, you know, you got to properly source your lights. So I'm taking care not to overpower that cool shadow that we built in there. And I've kind of rearranged the light so that it's giving us about what we would expect from where the light is. I'm going to turn down the linear attenuation, and I'm going to turn on the quadratics. And he's happy. He is a happy Stormtrooper. Couldn't be doing better. Let's give him a bit of a bounce, I guess. Oh, there's our back facade. That's cool. I want to leave that in there. And let's see. What are you? I don't even know what Light 4 is, but I'm just going to take it and use it for something. Oh, Light 4 is a secondary facade. I see. It's from the rear. So it's actually way off camera, so it doesn't matter, and I can steal it and use it for what I want. That's the other thing. If you light like me, don't forget to reuse the lights that you've already used if they're off screen. So we want a bounce here, and this bounce is from space, so it's not really going to be red like it is currently. It's going to be blue. So let's do that. Let's grab the space light. All right, space light. Let's grab you. Let's grab your exact colors. So, well, let's grab everything. Everything except transform. And we will copy those. And then we'll go to the other light, which I've already forgotten the name of. Is this you? There's you. No. Is this you? No, it was light 4. Yep. And so I'll paste you in. And boom, boom, boom. Whoa. Let me try that again. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, weird. Oh, there we go. It's back. Cool. All right. Well, that's that light now. All right. So this is the bounce for space light. So obviously it's too bright. So let's dim the hell out of it. Dim it, dim it, dim it. Let's make it a little bluer. Not too blue, so we don't get into the purple range. Cool. All right. So space is going to have a big rim light. So rim left, well, rim right is going to be rim right. Rim right's going to be pretty bright. So rim right is like right there. All right. I'm going to bring it around behind our character. And I'm just going to aim and point and shoot. And hope for the best. He's kind of getting rimmed off here. And again, I'm going to make sure that it does not fall upon the shadows that I am intentionally like drawing onto that ATAST. ATAST. That's nasty. Here we go. Well, I got to get pretty darn close here. It's almost tricky, if I would say that. No, here we go. There we go. The space gets a rim. So we're going to rim it. We're going to give it a bit of an angle down. And we're going to dim it. Rim it and dim it. And angle it down. Yeah. So we've kind of got a mishmash of lights here. It's a bit convoluted. but you kind of feel it. He's not feeling very grounded in his world, and I think that has to do a lot with what's in front of him. So I'm going to try and adjust that. I'm going to grab light 3, which I think, yeah, I don't know where that's from, but it's obviously not on camera right now. So I'm just going to grab it from where it is and drag it over here. And whatever settings it was at before, be damned. Well, you just want to give him a bit more realism in front of himself. So we have this secondary light here. So he's getting this big red in front. And what if we added another color to it? Not a full-on white or a blue, but kind of an orange. So it's not a fully saturated red. And what if we took it and brightened it up? Now that is interesting, huh? Yeah, that is interesting indeed. So, as we do that, yeah, we kind of got him a little bit more grounded in the world. He's not a glowing pink man. And he's not crazy balls crazy. I don't like how this whole side over here looks. I'm just going to point the camera away from it. Yep. Doo-doo-doo. Lazy cheat. And, you know, take a photo, click, click, and he's all cool. All right. Let's save that. And, cool. So now I've shown you how to kind of reposition some lights in this setting. And I'll probably need to address this again in the future. So if you have any questions or would like me to elaborate on anything in the things you've seen here, leave a comment and I will try and address it in the next tutorial. And, you know, consider that advice, you know, for any of my previous tutorials that you also see. If you want to see me elaborate on anything, just say so then and there. You know, don't ask, just ask. Sorry. Don't ask if you can ask. Just ask. Too many people come up to me and say, hey, can I ask you a question? And I say, yeah, you just did. So yeah. Cool. I'll see you when I